Good evening. It's still July 9th, Thursday. It's now 6:28 p.m. I want to talk a bit about the psychological effects of SARS-2. CBG report number 35, Corona Chan Psychological Attacks Edition. If SARS is any lesson, the psychological effects of SARS-2 will long outlast the pandemic itself. After the SARS outbreak over the next 4 years, scientists discovered something worrisome. More than 40% of SARS survivors had an active psychiatric illness, most commonly PTSD or depression. Some felt frequent psychosomatic pain. Others were obsessively compulsive. The findings, the researchers said, were alarming. Already, a third of Americans are feeling severe anxiety, according to Census Bureau data, and nearly a quarter show signs of depression. A recent poll by the Kaiser Family Foundation found that the pandemic had negatively affected the mental health of 56% of adults. In April, texts to a federal emergency mental health line were up 1,000% from the year before. The situation is particularly dire for certain vulnerable groups, healthcare workers, SARS-2 patients with severe cases, and people who have lost loved ones who face a significant risk of post-traumatic stress disorder. In overburdened intensive care units, delirious patients are seeing chilling hallucinations. I talked about before, way back in the Red Pill video, about delirium in the ICU, some of the most frightening things that you ever see. People that are dying in ICU of SARS-2, and they're hallucinating, and they think that they're being tortured in hell, and it's very brutal. At least 2 overwhelmed emergency medical workers have taken their own life. A lot of personnel have committed suicide, and we've only heard a few cases in the mass media. There's a lot. And remember, Russia had the mysterious doctors falling out of windows incident, and people looked at that as very suspicious. Going on. Taylor worries that the virus will cause significant upticks in obsessive-compulsive disorder, agoraphobia, and germophobia, not to mention possible neuropsychiatric effects such as chronic fatigue syndrome. So keep in mind that this is a virus that not just hits you physically, not just hits you mentally, but also psychologically. I want to keep that in mind. And the whole grifter pandemic thing is part of the psychological attack. Thank you for watching.